Hey everybody, Brian Horvath here with BrianHorvath.com. We'll help people like you and like me to know, live, and love the purpose for our career and finances. And I'm shooting this little video here after I moved, I think it's a Chinese cypress, I'm not sure. And in our front yard that's been defunct since we got it, since we built the house over 3.5 years ago. And I'm whooped. But me and a couple other neighbors had the same tree being planted in our yard, and we had to all rip them out different times because they're just, they never took, or maybe they're bad trees to begin with, or not climate ready. I don't know. I'm not a, whatever the heck it's called, a horticulturalist or a treeologist or whatever the case may be. But I'm just here to say that what reminded me of us pulling this thing out and seeing all kinds of roots and the root system. You know, there's like four major trunks or pieces of the trunk roots, and then there was a lot of auxiliary roots. They're kind of like offshoots, and about maybe a quarter in width or diameter from the major root. But what it came to think about for me was how many times in life we encounter all kinds of challenges and issues with negative beliefs or limiting beliefs, things that we believe somehow from our childhood. Either someone spoke them into us or told us we were this or that, and that it wasn't true at all. And so I struggle with that in my own life as well, as probably you do too, with certain things that were maybe teachers said, or parents have said, or friends, or past relationships, wives, although I've been married to my wife Becky for over 10 years, almost 10 years now, and that's the only time I've been married. There are times when maybe previous spouses come into play, things they said that were never true, but somehow, some way we let it take root and fester, and not just grow the big root, but then grow offshoots of roots and other roots and all these kinds of networks underneath the surface. And until we really uproot them, right, the solution is to tear it out. And as I was going through the process of taking out this tree and digging into the root system, there were all kinds of things that I discovered. You know, chunks of mud, wire mesh buckets to keep the tree from moving or blowing out, maybe in a storm here we experienced in Florida. And so there's all those kinds of things. Not only that, but the root system itself and all the mini roots, and the mini roots are beyond the roots, and the roots of the roots of the roots. And that just sticks with us, right? And unless we get to the bottom of it, unless we start becoming aware of those issues, they stick with us and start defining, although falsely, who we are. So I just want to encourage you. You may not have a tree to dig out in your yard, like me and my neighbors have had the fun opportunity to do, but all the while you have them in your life. We all do. So take heart in the fact that you can get a shovel and get a sharp one. You can have friends help you or give you tips. Matter of fact, a couple of my neighbors gave me tips about what they did, how far they needed to dig, and what they found when they got there, and I found the same thing. And so we are all human. We all under the same condition of living here in a world that's full of rot and strife and distress and stress and sin and failure, but also a lot of success. And one of the successes you can have is by digging up your roots of things that you don't want to believe anymore, things that aren't really who you are. They're not who God says you are, and they're not who you are now, nor who you were, nor who you will be. And so just encourage you to cheer up, get a sharp shovel, get some friends, and if you're a person of prayer, get some prayer going and start going to town on this sucker, and one by one taking these roots out, and ultimately the tree gets knocked over and you get to take it out of the hole and call these roots for what they are: trash.